Hi, this is Andre. Basically, I just wanted to say a few comments to the Face Up to Racism team. Basically, as you could tell, I was itching to say some comments yesterday, but it wasn't the Andre Chamber show. Rightly, I was getting cut off. But I just wanted to say a few points because I want to start off by saying I love, I love what you're trying to do. I think it's very positive, but I just wanted to try and make people think slightly differently because I'm a pragmatist and I'm a cynic, and I think what what you're not doing is thinking enough outside the box and also not thinking from the point of the ruling class and the right wing media. Because ultimately, with the Black Lives Matter movement, what people need to realize is that it's very specific to America. Now, black people know this, or most black people will know this, but what you need to do is spell it out for people so it's easy enough for everyone to understand. Make it very, very simple. The biggest difference between Europe and America is that Europe decided to do what most people would do. They decided to ship all the slaves to a different area because out of sight is out of mind. So now black people in Britain nowadays don't fully understand. Now I myself knew things were bad, but I didn't care because I had my own problems and I was dealing with that. My uncle, Alton Bell, said to me previously, you need to educate yourself. You need to look at history to know you need to know where you came from to know where you're going, and that is right. But the thing is, didn't have the capacity. I didn't have the emotional capacity to look into it because I tried to watch 13th last year and I got angry after 5 minutes. I was like, I can't watch this because I won't know what to do with my anger. Now, I've worked through my issues. I watched it this year and my mind was blown. How anyone in America can actually say with a straight face they don't have a problem with prejudice is crazy. Because for me personally, in my humble opinion, the worst affected group in America is the Native Americans. Now, if you step back a minute and think about that, that is insane. 400 years plus of black people being in chains, then you've got the chain gang in prisons, and yet Native Americans have had it worse. That country is messed up. It's all about prejudice and power. And there's so much bloodshed, and there's going to be more bloodshed because they've decided now to play the blame game. Basically, what it is that people that look different are the easiest people to target. So, who do you have? The black people and the Mexicans are the current ones that are going to get a lot of heat. And people just ignore history because I don't care what anyone says. If you're trying to tell me that black people in America asking for equality is wrong, then I haven't got time to listen to you. You've got to understand. People keep on saying, oh, but they need to do this, they need to do that. Some people will help themselves, but you need to understand that they have been beaten up. And you need to understand about Black Wall Street. Come on. Time and time again, people getting killed, not just by the police, by people indiscriminately because they feel confident. And this is what I think you need to do. Stop saying George Floyd. Stop saying his name because he is not the catalyst. He is the latest example. If you want to talk about anyone to talk about, these are the three names I would use. Trayvon Martin, Ahmaud Arbery, and Breonna Taylor. Because I don't understand how on earth anyone can accept that. But this is the thing, you've got to understand America. Think about Columbine and all those other things. If school shootings don't stop them changing gun laws, nothing will. Nothing will. And that's what I came to realize. When you see children being gunned down and you're still chanting and raving saying, I need my gun. I need my gun. The First Amendment said all that rubbish. Because at the end of the day, when it's called an amendment, what does that word mean? Stop talking. That's idiotic to say it's the first. What does amendment mean? But anyway, I'll put a pin in that. But at the time when it was written, they had muskets. They didn't have semi-automatic weapons. They didn't have military-grade weapons. Now the thing is, in America, it's too much of a hot topic. But I would say they should argue you cannot have military-grade weapons in a suburban area. That is an argument that you could try and push through because you will not get rid of guns there. No way. That's by the by. But the reason why I say those three names is because George Floyd had a sketchy past, so people jump on that. But we all know the policeman should not be judge, jury, and executioner. There is no way that should happen. But people go, oh, but he was a criminal, so it's okay. All that nonsense. Trayvon Martin was 17 years old. The person who killed him got away on a technicality. In the state where they live, it's okay to kill someone if you feel in danger. I don't care. He was a 17-year-old boy. I don't care. If a big man, if that was me now, if that was my brother or cousin or son, you better believe the man who killed him is going to be dead. Now, is that right? Is that wrong? I don't care. I'm just telling you what would have happened. Because if I lived in America, I would own a gun and I would compartmentalize my mind. Because that's what you have to do. If you're going to kill someone, you have to change the way your body works. Because it isn't right to kill someone. But people do it over there like it's nothing, like it's breathing air. And that's why I don't want to live there. But the thing about it is, for black people in America, you need to understand, you need to be willing to take someone down. Because if you can't trust the police, if you feel in danger with the police, you have to gun them down. And that is insane. That is insane to me. If you don't think that's insane, then, I don't know. I just don't know what to say. But that's Trayvon Martin. Then you go on to Ahmaud Arbery. This guy was going for a run. He was going for a run. A dad and a son felt in danger. So they gunned this guy down. They were not charged. They were not charged for months on end. What got them charged was the police wanted to protect their life because the funeral procession walked towards their house and stood outside. So now you've got 200 plus black people all walking together. Now they didn't say anything, they didn't do anything, they just walked together and that freaked people out. Now that's the power. That is the power. Finally, we move on to Breonna Taylor, who was in her own flat. The police got the wrong address, whatever it's called, no knock or whatever, no knock procedure. They just bashed in the door and started shooting. Now, her boyfriend shot back because they didn't have any insignia on their clothes, and he is in prison, going to be charged. And she is dead. She is dead. Come on. And they're still trying to argue that, oh, well, in her flat, that she knew someone who was a criminal. What? Come on. This is ridiculous. These are the people that really blow my mind. And then you've got children, and you've got Philando Castile. Come on. You're allowed to own a gun. His partner and his daughter were in the back seat. He told the policeman that he had a gun. He did the right thing. The policeman freaked out and killed the man in front of his partner and child. That is not right. Don't tell me there isn't an issue over there. It is crazy. But Black Britain is different to America. We need to change the narrative, get rid of Black Lives Matter UK, change the name. That's the first thing. We need to change the name, change that, and disassociate ourselves from that and let everyone know we know we're different, but there are some parallels. Now, I'll leave that there because I want to do it quickly. I'll try 15 minutes. I will try. Now, I think that it's overcomplicating it to say what the church needs to do. The basis of the church is very simple. Treat people as you wish to be treated. That you can't argue against that. The only thing that I think is that the government need to start investing in community centres, and what that should be. Either the community centre is part of the church or they collaborate. Because the structure of the church is an enviable thing. It's very enviable. A lot of parents want to send their children to a religious school because they know there's a structure, there's a chance they're going to get good grades, and they're going to come out with good morals. That's all you need to know. The church is good. If you have the good people in the church, that's enough. You don't need to do more than that. It's the government that needs to do more, and they need to wake up. What we need to do, anyone who supports it, anyone who supports equality, get them on side. I don't want to hear anybody who isn't black apologizing for talking about racism. I don't want to hear it. We can all talk about racism. It's very simple. They look different to me, but that's okay. It's not rocket science. People don't have to apologize. And I don't want to hear about people saying, oh, these people all agreed to it. Because you know what? Some black people had slaves. Don't get on your high horse about any of it, because I tell you what, some white people died alongside black people fighting for them. So I don't want to hear it. It was what it was. Past is gone. Because now I have big opportunities in this country, and that's down to my grandfather. I don't want any money. I don't need any money. But what I want to see is I want to see Africa given a chance to actually prosper, because the Western world doesn't want it to prosper, because it's a massive continent. There's a lot of potential in there. Come on. Even in the situation it is, the education system is stronger than a lot of nations. You get a lot of intelligent people coming from Africa. So imagine if they had money. Imagine it. So I'm trying to get 50 minutes. 50 minutes. Come on, let's go. Right. So Africa needs to be given a chance. There's sanctions on it all the time, and they say it's because of these despots and these corrupt people. Now, don't talk to me about corruption, because it's everywhere in the world. What it is that it works for you right now. What they should be doing is saying to these despots and these whoever, whatever title they have, if they're corrupt, they should be going over there and saying to them, you need to treat these people with respect and give them a chance, or you are going to be forcibly removed from this position. Because it's a war on terror. If you're going to go after Saddam Hussein and Osama bin Laden, you need to go after these people in Africa. But you know what? The Western world has already worked its way through Africa, and it hasn't got any natural things that people care about anymore. That's the honest truth of it. Because they went to Iraq for the oil. Let's not lie. We all know this. Where are the crown jewels from? Where are so many of the artifacts in the British Museum from? They were not purchased. They were taken. Come on, the women were treated like nothing. And when the men decided that they needed more slaves, what did they do? They just got those women pregnant. That is insane. So then what you have is then a change to people's bloodline and DNA. I would not exist if it wasn't for slavery, not in my current form. That is madness, because I am not African black. There's a mix there. That's what black people need to understand. We do not know where we come from in Africa. That is insane. So don't talk to me about I need to go back to Africa. I don't even know where that is. So you find out where it is, and you give me some money to set myself up in Africa, and I will go. But guess what? You will not make me go there. If you try and make me go there, you will have a problem, because I need a deal that works for me. So don't touch me, don't touch my friends, and don't touch my family. Because if the government try and play the blame game like they did by saying, I'm not going to make 15, I'm going to go past 15 minutes. But if the government try and play the blame game like they did last week, saying ethnic minorities, then me and the government are going to have a problem. Because there's an unwritten rule in Britain. We all sign up to it. Because we all know there's corruption. But you know what? A lot of people just say, that's the way it is. That's the way it is. And we do it as British people. We just get on with it. Because as long as they let me have X, Y, and Z, I'm good. I am good. But if they try and take away X, Y, and Z and tell me about things that I know I disagree with, and they try and take away my human rights, then me and the government are going to have a problem. And that is when they will not like me. But they will create that problem because I'm not going to have it. Don't let the media or whoever else have this whole perception of meek black people. Oh, you were slaves for 400 years. You must be meek. That's the narrative. Black people were fighting for 400 years. That's the narrative. 400 years and we're still here. That's the narrative. What you need to understand is Amistad, the film, was based on real events. The slaves had no weapons. They were under deck. Yet they still got out of there and took the ship. Come on. Come on. The film Django Unchained. Now I know that it's fictional, but I'm telling you now, there are black people in this country that would be like Django Unchained. And I'm telling you now, I am one of those people. And it sounds like words, and it sounds like boasting or bragging. That I get that. But what I'm saying is this. If they push and prod so many people in a certain way, they are not going to like what happens. Because I'll tell you this now. This is my analogy. If 40,000 people are at a football match and they want to get on the pitch, they are going to get on that pitch. It doesn't matter how many stewards there are. They will get on that pitch. The thing is, there's an unwritten rule that we don't go on the pitch. It's a British thing. We don't get on the pitch. Even when people win trophies, some people go, it is good, but you shouldn't really go on the pitch. We just do it. We respect certain things. Most people. And that's what I'm saying. They need to understand we have an unwritten agreement. If they try and change it and we don't like it, we need to let them know. And that's why British people of every single ethnicity, every sexuality, whatever, need to understand if we all band together, we can make great things happen. So I don't want to hear any more about, I can't talk about this because I'm not black. Because I'll tell you what, Troy Deeney said it so well. When he was getting interviewed about Black Lives Matter in football, he said, Black Lives Matter is really important and it's great. And I know you're talking to me because I'm black, but you need to understand that there were two white players that were very vocal and wanted this to happen. And that was Jordan Henderson and Kevin De Bruyne. And I was so happy when he said that, because that is a problem with Kick It Out. They never talk to everyone. When it's racism, talk to everyone. Sky do it, everybody does it. They wheel out black people. Where are those black people the rest of the year? They know about football, they're ex-players. Get them there all year round, not just for Black Lives Matter or for Kick It Out. Come on, that's racist itself. Or prejudice, sorry. But, you know, we're all got certain, what's the word I'm looking for? Basically, we've all been structured in a certain way. We've all been told certain things, and we need to break that, really. And it's like I did say yesterday, you know, we need to move away from racism and talk about prejudice. Because what we need to do is we need to make the narrative about equality for all. If black people in Britain are going to protest, they need to protest about every single thing, not just America. They need to protest, in my humble opinion, they need to protest about Africa. They need to protest about Australia. And when you because Australia, the Aborigines have it rough. And I was over there, and I was mistaken for an Aborigine. And the thing that helped me was that I was with a white British guy, and he was laughing his head off, just saying, I don't get it. You don't look Aboriginal. And that calmed me down, because I knew I was in a situation that could have escalated. So all I'm saying is this: I'm a pragmatist. I look at things a certain way, and that's how I feel you need to look at this. And I know it's cynical, but you need to look at it from the perspective of the ruling class and the right-wing media. So you need to play it differently than how it's been played now. Because when BLM happened, I was not happy, because I said, I do not want black people in this country to be a scapegoat for COVID-19. And they're already trying to do it now. I said, I'll leave on this. I knew after Brexit that things were not good, because selfishly I was like, do you know what? I'm happy Eastern Europeans are here, and I'm happy we're part of the EU, because they're a scapegoat and they're taking the heat off me. So I'm happy. But they need a scapegoat. The ruling class need a scapegoat. So what happened? 4 years after Brexit, they're talking about, oh, Muslims, black and ethnic minorities don't respect COVID-19. So they're not respecting lockdown. That's 4 years. They're already sowing the seeds. Because you saw after BLM, there were the EDL and whoever, and the words that I saw come out of someone's mouth, I was just like, geez and peas, it's so easy to get people riled up. He said, if you're not happy, get out of this country and go back to Africa. And I was just like, people get riled up so easy. And that's what the ruling class know. If you get people riled up, tell them it's someone else's fault who looks different, makes it easier for them to understand, they will believe it. They will believe it. Oy, oy, oy. Let me leave it there. And I'll be doing some stuff on my channel. I'll let my uncle know about that, because you've made me realise I'm going to talk about stuff like that because it needs to be spoken about. And I would say also look at Akala's work. I'll send a link through for that if you need it. But yeah, Akala as well. That's what people need to start thinking about. Because I'll leave on this. There was a black person in the court of Henry VIII. I didn't even know that till recently. A black person in Henry VIII's court. And he was one of Henry VIII's favourite people. So what we've got to realise is we weren't here just for Windrush. Black people have been here for time. We didn't just appear into the world like a puff of smoke. We've been here for time. And we will be here for time. So we need to work together, and we need to let them know that you cannot push us around. Because if you push too hard, people will push back. And I'll leave it there for now. Thank you. Take care.